Rita here. This girly has gone curly this Frugal Friday. If you're new to the channel and you're not familiar with my hair like this is what it looks like when I don't blow it out straight. So if you're interested in seeing how I get it to look like this, I'll put the video link for you below that gives you the entire tutorial of how I do it like this. Alright, so for this Frugal Friday, I wanted to start doing something a little different and possibly do this type of series for you once a month, where I share with you my must-have products from the drugstore, ones that I love and I recommend highly, and then my must-not products that I recommend that you avoid at all costs. So I have my drugstore bin here, my bin where I keep all of my drugstore products, and I'm going to try and limit these videos to possibly 5 products that I really like and then about 3 that I don't like. That way I'm not sitting here and I'm talking through the entire video going through every single product I have. I want to be able to make a series out of it, you know. First product we will talk about that is a must-have and I highly recommend are the Physicians Formula All Matte Quads. This one is in Classic Nudes. Absolutely love these. I can't get enough of these. There are actually 2 more in addition to this one in the collection that Physicians Formula offers. And I'm going to go back and get those 2 because I'm so impressed with these eyeshadows. They're top-notch quality. They're super blendable, super pigmented. They're just a dream to work with. And I actually recently duped these out with some MAC eyeshadows, and that will be in an upcoming Frugal Friday video, but these are actually very close to some MAC eyeshadows, and they're just as great in quality. And the great thing about these little quads is that not only are they great on their own, but they're also really great with really colorful eyeshadows. If you remember the Wet n Wild Poster Child palette, this bright one right here, this is a great palette to combine up with the Poster Child palette because you have a lot of really neutral shades in here that'll make these brighter colors a lot more wearable. Second product I have been loving is the Wet n Wild Walking on Eggshells palette. This is a great little eyeshadow palette. I'll zoom in here a little bit closer so you can see it up close. I love this palette. It creates the most beautiful neutral daytime look. Very pigmented. I love the compact size, how easily it'll fit into your travel bag. I absolutely love this palette. And it's, again, another versatile palette. You can mix this in with brighter eyeshadows that you may have because it is so neutral, but it's also really great on its own too. Third must-have product is the e.l.f. Makeup Mist and Setting Spray. Love this stuff. My friend Gianna let me borrow this recently, and I have to get one of my own because I'm very impressed with this. I use this mainly when I'm making eyeshadows wet and applying them onto my eyes. Typically eyeshadows that are not that pigmented on their own, or I want them to be a little bit stronger, or they have a lot of fallout. Great little tool for making those eyeshadows a lot more wearable. I have also tried this as an actual setting spray like you would with the Max Fix Plus setting spray. And it's pretty good. It's not up there in quality with the Max Fix Plus spray, but come on. For the price, you can't beat it. It's very refreshing. It's made from aloe, green tea, cucumber, and has vitamins A, C, and E in it. So it's kind of healthy for you too. Next must-have products are one and the same because they are the same brand. They're just 2 different shades, but I've really been loving them and I'm going to group them together here. They are the L'Oreal Infallible eyeshadows in Iced Latte and Blinged and Brilliant. I love these, and actually I've been using Iced Latte more so as a highlighter than anything else. I use it to highlight the tops of the cheeks, the bridge of the nose, right underneath the brow bone. I absolutely love this shade as a highlighter, and it works beautifully like that. I don't really care for it as an eyeshadow so much because I feel like it's a little bit too shiny on my eyes, but as a highlighter, a great shade. Now Blinged and Brilliant is more of the subdued version of Iced Latte. It's not as brilliant. It's not like this shocking color like I feel Iced Latte is. This is more toned down, and it actually reminds me of MAC's All That Glitters or Urban Decay's Sin eyeshadow. And I swatched all of those together, and they're pretty darn close. Blinged and Brilliant is not exact for All That Glitters, but it's a pretty close dupe. These shades, well, basically all of the L'Oreal Infallible shades are highly pigmented. It takes little to no effort to get these to show up on your eyes. You really don't need much. I mean, it's like you just put your brush in it and you apply it and it's there. There is a little bit of fallout associated with these eyeshadows, so I typically mix them in with the e.l.f. setting spray, which is great with these. Other than that, I absolutely love these eyeshadows. And these next favorites are a recent find for me. I know they've been out for quite a while. They're not anything new. I actually feel like they're trying to be discontinued right now because I went to Walgreens recently and they were having a buy one get one 50% off sale, which if they're discontinuing these, I'm going to be really upset. It is the L'Oreal lipsticks. This is the color Riche line. And they are so awesome. They are very moisturizing. You put them onto your lips. It feels like lip gloss and you don't have any flakiness when you wear these shades. They last unbelievably for a long time. And the shade range that they offer is absolutely superb. The one that I love the most from this line that I have been wearing a lot lately on its own is Sunset Angora. It's a orangey nude type of shade and it just goes perfectly with my skin tone. And I'm usually the one that likes a lot of pigmentation when it comes to eyeshadow, but when it comes to lipstick, I don't really mind if a lipstick is more sheer than it is pigmented, and that's what you'll find with this line. So let me show you the colors here. So we'll go left to right here. The first one here is Pink Vinyl. That is Sunset Angora. That's the one I was telling you about that I'm just madly in love with right now. This one is Merino Mauve, and the last one here is Cardinal Plume. And I especially like the last one here. It's a red lipstick, and I'll show you what it looks like in the tube so you can compare it with the swatch here. It's actually a red lipstick, but you can see it's more sheer on my hand. And I like that personally because when I wear red lipsticks, sometimes I don't want them to be really bold and loud. So that's perfect. So let's move on to the must-nots from the drugstore. First one is from Maybelline. I actually have a couple Maybelline items here. I don't know what's up with Maybelline. You used to be really good, Maybelline. The first one is the Maybelline Fit Me Blush in Light Rose. I don't care for this line of blushes because they're not pigmented. You put them on your cheeks and, I mean, trust me, I'm really fair. So basically every single blush that's out there, just one swipe on my cheeks and it's like, overload of color. And not these little boogers. You have to build them and build them and build them and build them. And that's how I know that they're poor quality, is because they don't show up like they should. So definitely if you run into the Maybelline Fit Me blushes, pass them up. Go for one of the Milani Baked blushes. They are 10 times better and you won't regret that decision. Another Maybelline product is the Dream Liquid Mousse. This one is in Porcelain Ivory. I think that Maybelline needs to actually research what ivory looks like because this is not ivory. This is more like bisque. It's really dark on me. It didn't match me at all. And I'm not too fond with how it wears either. It's just not that great in my opinion. See? Look at that. That is not ivory. I realize that that is my wrist, but come on. Most foundations that I have, if I put them on my wrist, they at least semi-blend into my skin. That doesn't even look like it fits. It's ridiculously dark. You know what? Maybe I should do a video on drugstore foundations that are for those of us who are really fair. The last must-not product from the drugstore is only $1. It's the e.l.f. Eyelid Primer. And I know it's only $1, but save your money because this is a crap product. Absolutely did not like this primer. And I've had experience with numerous products that are primers, both from the drugstore and high-end. So I know pretty much what makes up for a good primer, and this is not it. You apply it onto your eyes, and I tried this several different ways too to see if what I was doing was wrong or if I could get it to do better. In other instances, nothing worked. I applied it with 1 layer and tried eyeshadow over it. I applied it with 2 layers, 3 layers, and applied eyeshadow over it. Not only can you not see the eyeshadow when you apply it over the primer, it's not strong like if you were going to use the Milani primer, when you apply eyeshadow on with the Milani primer, the eyeshadow is really strong and vibrant. With the e.l.f. primer, it's like you're applying the eyeshadow onto your bare skin. This is not a primer. I just didn't care for it. And if you're looking for a really good drugstore primer, I would recommend the Milani one. I think, who else makes a good one? Jane makes a good one. I'll have to experiment with some more drugstore primers, but yeah, skip the e.l.f. So those are all my must-have and must-not products from the drugstore for this episode of Frugal Fridays. And let me know what any of yours are. Have you found any that you really, really like? Or any that you really, really don't like? And you wouldn't even recommend to your worst enemy. Okay, maybe you would. No, I'm kidding. Alright, anyway, thanks so much for watching. I hope you have a wonderful weekend, and I'll see you again very soon.